Barry and I met, I was 17, he was 19. We were married in 1970. I was 20, he was 22. And he was my soulmate, and he was my best friend. He was a very mild-mannered man, very compassionate, very honest, and our marriage was one you hear in storybooks. He was very passionate about protecting the citizens of Baltimore and his fellow officers.
When I was assigned here, I became Barry's partner. So most of the time, when Barry was flying, I was flying with him. I was the aerial observer. Barry was a very kind, gentle man, very loving husband, great partner, a great pilot. He was just a wonderful man, a Vietnam veteran, so very honorable person. We were very close.
My name is John Musto, and I'm the Director of Aircraft Maintenance for the Baltimore City Police Department. I knew Barry Wood for 11 years. He was a really good friend, an excellent pilot, had an amazing touch at the controls, and he just was a real gentleman. I always think of him just a pure gentleman.
911 emergency, set operator 1207, do you need police fire ambulance?
I remember that day well, November 4th, 1998.
I was at work and Barry was on day work.
We were just flying around the city. We got a call from the Western District for a stolen car. We were looking for the vehicle in the area of the B&O Railroad Museum. As we were looking for the vehicle, we actually saw one, so we called a couple ground units to check it out. And at that time, the aircraft started shaking. And I remember looking up at the rotor system and thinking, is there something wrong with the rotor system? And then when I looked back down, I actually saw the smoke. We were starting to head into an auto rotation toward the ground. Unfortunately, we were over several houses, which were all cinder block, and there really wasn't much place to go. I believe that Barry was trying to get to Pratt Street. I remember specifically excuse me one second. I remember specifically looking down and thinking, this isn't going to be well. I called it 1050 red, which is normal for us to call that. And
in all my years, and I came on in 73, I'd never heard a signal 50 red, which means an uncontrolled descent or a crash is imminent. Foxtrot.
I started praying and started asking God for forgiveness. And I was thinking about my son who was 2 years, 2 years old at the time.
Fire department, Foxtrot just went down.
Yeah. What?
Foxtrot just went down.
Where?
West Pratt Street.
Where was Pratt Street, sir?
Before you know it, it was the impact with the street, which was, I remember it just took the wind out of my lungs. I was able to breathe and talk, and I started calling for Barry, and I didn't hear anything. So.
Foxtrot was doing what it always does, providing air support for officers chasing a car theft suspect near the B&O Railroad Museum.
And we had TVs up by the cardio area of the gym, and I looked up there, and that's how I found out about it.
Rescue crews tried to get to the pilot trapped beneath wreckage.
I had deep in my heart that it was a precautionary landing, which Barry had done many times before. And it seemed to take forever to get to shock trauma. I just remember just sitting there in a corner in disbelief. Dr. Scalia came to the room that we were waiting in and told me that Barry had passed.
There's a few days in my career, where terrible things happen that seem surreal at the time, but are just kind of locked into my brain. And that's one of those days.
During the investigation, it had been found out that the engine had failed, so it was impossible to fly anymore.
He was trying to miss a lot of different things to get us on the ground safely, and because there was so much to hit, and he was just doing everything he could to miss everything, and he did. He missed everything. He missed the houses, the people, the cars. He got it to the street. I know he saved my life. There's no doubt in my mind.
There are times that I can go through my day, I'm okay. And other times it's like yesterday.
Here we are 20 years later, we're still honoring him, as we should.
Having Barry's name on the #1 ship here is a thought that I have that he's still flying. And it's just reassuring once again that he'll never be forgotten.
He was a hero. He still is a hero. He'll always be a hero.